Hello. I am the Linux Mensch. Today I'm going to take a look at Peppermint. This is a distribution that's been around for a while, and they put out a new ISO on July 1st, 2023. So let's get to it. I have my web browser open and I'm at the Peppermint website. Right here, it says they released their new operating system on July 1st, 2023. And if you read this paragraph, they tell you that their main desktop is Xfce and their file manager is Thunar. And they tell you that they only install a minimal installation. So they only install the files and applications that make the system work. So it's going to be no web browser, no music player, no video player, no Office suite, no nothing. Just the operating system. Because they believe minimalism is better. So it's going to be up to the user, to you, to install the applications that you need. So therefore, there's no bloat. And the ISO is only about 1.5 gigs. Now, many other modern operating systems, their ISOs are 2.5 gigs to 3.5 gigs. Linux, that is. But this is about 1.5 gigs, and it's rather small compared to the other ones. So what you're going to do is click on download. Now, just another thing to mention before I do that is that this Peppermint OS is based on Debian. So about a year ago, or maybe 2 years ago, they switched from the Ubuntu base to the Debian base. And I give it 2 thumbs up for that. So I've already downloaded the ISO, but if you want to download it, you're going to click on this. You're going to click on 64-bit. You're going to go to Source Forge. You're going to click it on, and you're going to download it. Like I said, I've already done that. So I'm going to go to my virtual machine, and we're logged into the live ISO. Now you can play with it, experiment with it, see what it's like, or you can just install it, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to close this window. I'm going to click on this. And the Calamari's installer comes up. Now I'm going to hide my face because I don't want it blocking these icons here. So it's American English. I'm going to hit next. It's recognizing the city I live in. I'm going to hit next. Keyboard, I'm going to go down to French Canada and English Canada. That's the keyboard I use. I'm going to click next. It's going to erase the whole disk. It's the default is no swap. Now you can put it to a swap file if you want, but I don't like swap, so I'm just going to leave it at no swap. You can also change the type of file system it uses, but I'm going to leave it at ext4. And I'm going to click on next. It asks for my name, Mensch. I'm going to change the computer name to Peppermint. I'm going to put my password in, tab it, put my password in, and this by default is clicked off. Log in automatically without asking for a password. By default, it's clicked off. I recommend leaving it clicked off. And I'm going to click next. And I'm going to install it. And it's installing. Now, it didn't ask us if we want the user to have sudo privileges, but it's going to automatically give the user sudo privileges, so we don't have to do anything after the install regarding sudo. And just another thing to note, that this installation is going to take about 5 minutes, maybe 10 at the most. And at the 73% mark, it's going to lag. And it's going to look like it's frozen, that it's stalled, and that nothing is happening. But don't worry, it's going to finish. So don't click any buttons or click your mouse. Just let it finish. Like I said, it's going to sit at the 73% mark for a little bit. And also, when you finish the installation, the first reboot is going to take a while. It's just a few minutes. But after that, all the reboots will be fast. Now, I'm going to pause the video and come back when the installation is finished. The system finished installing, and it's automatically clicked on to restart. So I'm just going to click on this Done button. Click it on, and it's rebooting. And I love their logo. Peppermint OS, less is more. Because they don't give you a bloat full of apps that you're never going to use. Peppermint OS, less is more. So like I said, this first reboot lags a bit, but after that all the reboots are fast, so I'm going to pause it again. The system rebooted and we're at the login screen. So I'm going to type in my password, hit enter, and let's get it logged into the system. And of course, we get the welcome screen, and there's lots of stuff that you can read here that might be interesting to read. I'm going to close it, but before I close it, I'm going to toggle this on. By toggling this on, it's going to disable it auto start. So the next time I reboot or I start up the system, that menu won't be there. But of course, you can leave it on if you want. Now, because this is a virtual machine, I'm going to fix the display. I'm going to type in display. Now, if you're running this in bare metal, you won't have to do this. So I always make my virtual machines 1360 by 768. I'm going to apply it, keep the configuration, and close it. Now that's a lot better, eh? Now the first thing I'm going to do, and this should always be the first thing you do, is go into a terminal, and I'm going to change this font to make it a little larger. Appearance. Click this on. I'm going to go to bold, and I'm going to click this on to 15. Select it, and there. Better to read and to see in the video. So you should always do this after you do an installation. Now, this ISO is only a week old, but there's going to be some updates to do. I'm going to type in sudo apt update. Hit enter, put my password in, and it's telling me there's 24 packages to be upgraded. I'm going to do sudo apt upgrade. And I'm going to hit enter. Now it's updating. One of the things that is being updated is the kernel. So because the kernel is being updated, I'm going to have to do a reboot. Anyways, it's going to take a few minutes, so I'm going to pause the video. That didn't take too long, only a minute, maybe two at the most. And I'm going to reboot. Now, one thing you know that because this is a Debian-based system, if you're going to reboot or shut down in a terminal, you always have to type in sudo. Or we can close the terminal, right-click the panel on, click panel, go to logout. And now we have the option of logging out, restarting, shutting down, suspending, or switching user. So we're going to restart. Now I could have done this in the terminal, but I just want to see how you can log out with the graphical environment. Here we are. We're at the login screen. So I'm going to put my password in, and let's log in. And now this time it's going to remember my resolution. And again, that's only a virtual machine thing. If you're on bare metal, you don't have to worry about it. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I don't like this clock format. Oh, and I'm going to just put the volume up. And now I'm going to change the clock format. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to properties. I'm going to change this to the date. Well, I'm going to change the time to AM and PM. I'm going to make it larger print and bold. And I'm going to put the date in there as well. So the clock options right now, it's layout, it's time only. I'm going to change it to date, then time. I'm going to change the font of the date. Right now it's at regular and at 8. I'm going to change it to sans bold, and I'm going to change it to 11. Hit select. I'm going to change the date format. Right now, if you look, it's 2023-07-09. So is it July 9th or September 7th? I don't like that type of format, even though I should know the date and what month we're in. I'm going to pull down this menu, and I'm going to change it to this one, July 9th, 2023. And now I'm going to change the format of the time. So the time is at 24-hour time, and it's small font. So I'm going to change the from regular to sans bold, and I'm going to put that up to 11. And then I'm going to change the format. So I'm going to take this custom format menu. I'm going to pull it down and I'm going to change it to PM. Now you can change it to PM with no seconds or PM with seconds. So let's do PM with seconds. So there, we changed the format of the date and the clock, and we made it larger and bolder print. I'm going to close this. Now this is our file manager, TuneArt, and of course they have the red and the white because it's peppermint, and peppermint candy is red and white. Now I like a dark theme, so I'm going to click on the menu and I'm going to click on Appearance. Let's go to Appearance and let's make that full screen. So right now it's set at Marita Peppermint. I'm going to change it to, well, you could change it to Debian Dark, Manjaro Dark, and of course the Manjaro Dark has the green in it because Manjaro has a lot of green in it, or any of these other ones. Adwa Dark. I'm going to change it to Marita Dark Peppermint. And you can also change the icons. Now right now it's at Tila Circle Red. You could change it. Now if you see that's red, right? You could change it to Tila Circle and make it blue or green. And there it's going to be green. So if you open it up, it's green. Oh, that's kind of nice. I like that. But I'm going to leave it at Tila Circle Red Dark. And let's close it. Let's open up our file manager. And there it is. Peppermint. And you can change the wallpaper. Let's go to desktop settings, and there's only 4 wallpapers, and that makes sense because this operating system is attempting to be minimalist. So they're not giving you all kinds of bloat. If you want more wallpaper, you can go and get it. You click on your wallpaper. I like that, eh? That's nice. But I'm going to leave it at the default wallpaper. There it is there. And of course, that's a peppermint. That's why it's there. And what else? Peppermint comes with the Synaptic package manager. And that's a package manager that is old, but it's been around a long time, but it's still maintained and updated. And it's part of the Debian package. And it comes in pure Debian. It comes in Linux Mint. It comes in MX Linux. Now you might say, wait a minute. The package manager in Linux Mint is really nice and beautiful. They have their own package manager. And MX Linux also has their own package manager. And it's kind of nice too. Well, MX Linux and Linux Mint have 2 package managers. They both have their own package manager, and they both have Synaptic package manager. And of course, it's available in pure Debian as well. And it's here. So let's type it in. Let's do SYN and hit enter. It's going to ask for a password. Put the password in. Let's close this. Let's make it full screen. Let's do a search for Firefox. Whoops, I just passed it. And I'm going to put Firefox ESR in. Now they have other Firefoxes. But when I install Debian systems, I always do Firefox ESR because the uBlock origin in the Debian repo only works with Firefox ESR. And that's what I'm going to do. So you click it on. Mark for installation. And one thing about this package manager is that you don't have to install one package at a time. You can click on a whole bunch of apps and then install them. Then that's what I'm going to do. Okay, let's just try uBlock. And there it is. Now there's 3. You want to click on the one that's for Firefox. So let's click it on. Mark for installation. Now I'm going to do a search for Rhythmbox. And here it is here. That's the music player I like to use. I'm going to click it on. Mark for installation. Mark. And I'm going to do a search for LibreOffice. And here it is here. Now they have LibreOffice. You can install it in separate components like spreadsheet only or document only. But they also have the LibreOffice meta package, And the meta package means they're going to install the whole suite of LibreOffice, and that's the one I'm going to click on. So I'm going to click it on, mark for installation. Let's mark it. So I'm installing Firefox, the ad blocker, the LibreOffice suite, and Rhythmbox music player. So I'm going to click apply, and now it's downloading and installing them. And this is going to take a few minutes. One reason is because the LibreOffice is a big package. So I'm going to pause the video and come back. And it's finished. So I'm going to close it. It took a few minutes. And I'm going to close this. So let's go to our menu. I'm going to go to multimedia. There's Rhythmbox. Now, of course, there's no music in here. I don't have any music files in this virtual machine. Let's go back to the menu. Let's go to Office. Let's open up our spreadsheet program, LibreOffice Calc. Let's turn that off. Let's OK it. Let's click on the release notes, and there it is. There's our spreadsheet program. Let's close it. Let's open up Office Document Writer. And there's our document writer. Let's close it, and let's open up Firefox. And the first time opening, it takes a little bit. Sometimes when you open up an application for the first time, it takes a little bit for it to open up, but then the next time it opens up fast. And you can see we have uBlock Origin is installed. Now let's close that. Now what I'm going to do is open up a terminal, and I'm going to install some packages in the terminal. I'm going to do sudo apt install. I'm going to install the Firewall. And when I'm in Arch, I always install Uncomplicated Firewall, UFW. But this time I'm going to install GUFW. And all that is the Uncomplicated Firewall, UFW, with the graphical interface. And that's the one that's installed by default in Linux Mint and Manjaro. So it's G Uncomplicated Firewall. And I'm going to install Htop. And I'm going to install the awesome window manager. Let's hit enter. Let's put my password in. And let's install them. I paused it for a couple seconds. It didn't take that long. Let's close that. Now let's open up Firefox again. Just see if it opens up faster the second time. There it is. There's Firefox. Let's close that. Let's go to YouTube. And let's see if our ad blocker is working. And of course it is. It's already blocked 5 ads. 7 out of 10 domains blocked. So you can see the ad blocker is working. Let's close it. Now let's set our firewall. Let's type in firewall. Here it is here. Firewall configuration. Asking for our password. Always will when you're changing the firewall. So when the firewall is installed, it's turned off by default. So we're just going to toggle it on. And now it's on. And the incoming is denied. Outgoing is allowed. And the firewall is set. And that's all you have to do. Easy peasy. Now I'm going to log out of here. So you right click on the panel, go to panel, log out. Like I said before, you can log out, restart, shut down, switch user, suspend. I'm just going to log out. I'm going to go up here to this icon up here. I'm going to click on awesome. And I'm going to type in my password. Hit enter. And now we're in the awesome window manager. And this is the default awesome window manager. Now the default awesome window manager in Debian-based systems comes a little bit more configured than it does in Arch or FreeBSD. So in Arch and FreeBSD, this menu has about 5 things in it. But in Debian-based systems, it has a bit more. So you might just want to leave this the way it is. and it has, you know, the bars on top and everything is small. Like the clock and time are almost impossible to read. Now what I'm going to do is hold the super key down and the P. Now if I hold it, well, let's do it this way. If I go this, open up a terminal, oh, it works. So what I'm going to do is open a terminal. So now I've opened up a terminal and I'm going to download my GitLab repository. I'm going to do git clone https://gitlab.com/artibus1/mensch.git. Now, if this is too hard for you to remember, or you don't feel like typing it out, you can go to any of my videos on YouTube and open the show notes, and this command is in all the show notes of all my videos. So all you got to do is copy and paste it into here. So I'm going to hit enter, and so I'm going to take a second to download my GitLab repository. And it's done. So I'm going to clear the screen. I'm going to cd into Mensch. And this is my folder. This is my GitLab folder. I have 2 files now, and I have 3 folders: Arch Linux, Debian, and FreeBSD. Now, if you downloaded my GitLab repository a while back, I cleaned it up a few days ago. So if you want to update it, you could do this command: git pull, and it will update your Mensch directory. Now, as you can see, mine is already up to date because I just downloaded it. Now, the thing is that if you downloaded my Mensch configuration files and you copied some of the files into your home directory and into the other places where they need to be, and you update this now, you don't have to worry about those files getting damaged, because updating this folder, because, well, let me say this, I deleted some files, I changed some files, and I reorganized things. So if you downloaded my Mensch directory a while back and you update it now, it's going to change the Mensch folder in your home directory. But if you copied my configuration files where they're supposed to be in your home folder or in root or wherever they're supposed to be, it won't affect those. It's only going to affect the Mensch directory in your home folder. I hope that makes sense, and perhaps I over-explained it. So now what I'm going to do is cd into Debian, my Debian folder, and I'm going to ls it. And I'm not going to run any configs or run any auto apps or anything like that here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy my awesome configuration folder into the place where I need it to be. So I'm going to do this, and here it is right here. You can see it. So I'm just going to do cp, let's get my mouse out of the way, -R, awesome, and the capital R is for recursively, so whatever is in that folder, recursively going down, is going to be copied over. And I'm going to do squiggly line, I still don't know what that thing is called, dash, and I'm going to go period config, because I want to copy it to the configuration folder in my home directory. I'm going to hit enter, and it's done. Now I'm going to close the screen, and I'm going to restart Awesome. Now I'm not going to restart the whole Peppermint operating system. I'm just restarting Awesome. I'm going to restart here. And there it is. There's my configuration file with the awesome window manager. So now you notice the bar is at the bottom. The workspaces are large and easy to read. The clock's at the bottom. It's nice and large and easy to read and in the format that I like. And of course I have my menu now. Let's open up Firefox. There's Firefox with the ad blocker. Let's open up, what else do we want to open up? Let's open up Htop. There's Htop, kind of small. And Pcmanfm is not installed now. Let's open up Rhythmbox. There's Rhythmbox. Now, of course, it's not following the dark theme that we set in the Xfce desktop, but you can change the dark theme here. And in many of my videos, I show how I like to configure the Awesome Window Manager. So you can watch those to find out how to do more configuration to the Awesome Window Manager. And what I'm going to do is hit the mod key and the P. I'm going to type in terminal. I'm going to open up the Xfce terminal because that's themed nicely. I like that. And I'm going to do an Htop there. And we're running at 383 megabytes. So this virtual machine has 4 processors, 4 gigs of RAM, 0 swap. And right now we're running at 384 megabytes of RAM. Now, oops. Let's cancel this. Yeah, let's quit out of there. Let's close this. Oh, let's do this. Let's install Pcmanfm. Sudo apt install Pcmanfm. Put the password in. Let's install it. It's installed. So let's close the terminal. Let's do a refresh. And let's open up Pcmanfm. There it is. Pcmanfm. What I'm going to do is reboot. Because I want to do a fresh reboot and see how much, and go into Htop and see how much RAM we're using. And then I'm going to close the video. Let's just get out of here. Let's quit. We can go up here and do it. Click on that. And you can shut down or restart or suspend. Let's restart it. Let's restart. Peppermint OS. Less is best. So we're at the login screen. Let's type in the password. Whoops. Let's click it on. So now we're in the Awesome Window Manager with my configuration. Let's do the mod key and the P. And type in terminal. Because I want to go into the Xfce terminal. Because it's themed. Because Xterm is here, but it's not themed yet. If I open up Xterm, everything's going to be tiny small. And I want this video to be short. I don't want to make it too long. And I didn't theme Xterm. So let's go into Xfce terminal. And I like the way it's themed. It's kind of nice. Let's do an Htop. So now we're running, that's fantastic. We're running at 271 megabytes of RAM. So like I said, I have 4 gigs of RAM, no swap, 4 processors, and we're running at 271 megabytes. That's fantastic. Let's quit out of there. Let's shut this. Let's quit. Let's go up here and change this to Xfce session. And let's put the password in. So now we're logging. Whoops. What do you mean? Did I do the password wrong? How could I? That was weird. Not the first time I've done that. So now we're back in the Xfce desktop on a fresh reboot, except for the fact that we went into Awesome first. So let's do Htop. Let's just type in Htop, hit enter, and we're running at 500 megabytes of RAM. That's not bad for a full-fledged desktop environment. So like I said, I gave it 4 processors, 4 gigs of RAM, no swap, and we're only using 500 megabytes. So it's using more than, I think when I went into Awesome after my fresh reboot, I think the Awesome was using about 271, because Awesome Window Manager uses less RAM than a window manager. So that was using 271 megabytes of RAM. This is using 511. Not bad at all. Oh, just another thing I want to show you. So not only do we have the menu here, and we can go into different sections of the menu and bring things up, we also have the right-click menu. So you can have your mouse anywhere on the screen, and you can right-click it. Go to here, bring up applications. There we have Internet, Firefox. There it is. Right? So you can just use this right-click menu. Go into System. There's all your system settings. let's go into Htop. See? So not only is the menu down here, but it's anywhere on the screen where you want it to be. I like this, actually. Oh, and just one more thing before I go. Now that we're back in the Xfce desktop environment, let's open up Pcmanfm. Let's just type it in, so I don't have to look for it. There it is there. Let's open it up. And Pcmanfm is themed with the Xfce dark theme and the red and white icons. So you can use that instead of Thunar, or you can use both, whichever one you like. That is Peppermint OS. So that was a look at Peppermint OS with the brand new ISO that came out a week ago. I am really impressed. I'm amazed. I think that is a fantastic distribution, and I think they did a wonderful job on it. And I'm really happy that they got rid of the Ubuntu based a few years ago, and they're now it's totally Debian based. I think it's fantastic. I'm going to give that a 10 out of 10. I encourage you to take it for a spin. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. I am the Linux Mensch.